G'day everyone. Thanks so much for tuning into these videos. It's great to have you along for another walk. We're on the Argyle Street Bridge today, the gateway between old and new Sydney. Down there is Hickson Road, more on that later. To the right we've got the new Barangaroo, and to the left, High Street and Millers Point. And if we look right back behind, there's the Sydney Tower Eye poking up over the houses. Today's walk is a bit of a journey through time. We're going to trace the stories of different generations from the early colonial settlers to the wharfies who built this city, right up to the modern transformation we're seeing today and the future. If you caught one of my last video, we walked all the way from Circular Quay and up through the Argyle Cut to get here, but today we're heading deeper into the heart of the point. Moving down High Street now, we're in Australia's first village. The premise is simple. While the rest of Sydney grew into a modern city, this spot stayed a self-contained world of its own, the oldest continuous residential community in the country. Back then, this ridge was Windmill Hill. That's where the name Millers Point comes from. It's named after Jack the Miller, John Layton, who ran windmills right along here in the early 1800s. He was a local legend, though he famously fell to his death from a ladder after one too many drinks. Just look at the scale of what's happening down there. That's the new metro and the edge of Barangaroo. It's wild to think that for over a century, this was all just a closed-off industrial port. It's the newest layer of Sydney being built right on top of the oldest. But before all that, steel and glass, this waterfront was the centre of a massive crisis. This stretch of the street hides a pretty dark chapter from the early 1900s. The Bubonic Plague actually hit right here, arriving on ships from overseas. A local bloke, Arthur Payne, was patient zero. About 103 people died in that first wave, but the plague ended up changing more than just the health of the area. The government used the cleanup as a massive legal excuse to seize almost every house we're passing right now. They called it the Great Resumption. They wanted to clear out what they saw as slums to build a modern port, and overnight, this whole neighbourhood became a company town owned by the state. The houses we're seeing now are actually model dwellings. After the plague cleanup, the Sydney Harbour Trust built these specifically for the wharf labourers and their families. They wanted the workers living right next to the ships. It created this incredibly tight-knit community where everyone knew each other and everyone worked the same docks. You had generations of the same families living in these exact terraces for over 100 years. It's why there was such a massive heartbreak a few years back when the government started selling them off. It wasn't just about the buildings, it was about the families who'd been the soul of this street since the early 1900s. Looking down there at that massive gap, that's central Barangaroo. It's the final piece of this whole 22 hectare puzzle. For the last few years, it's just been a concrete wasteland while they worked on the new metro station, but the vision is finally taking shape. They've actually scaled back those original high-rise plans to keep these views we're looking at right now. Instead of more skyscrapers, we're getting a 2 hectare waterfront park and some lower rise buildings. It's all supposed to be finished by about 2030, and it'll be the bridge that finally connects this first village back to the harbour in a way we haven't seen for over a century. We're heading down the stairs now, leaving the high ground and dropping down to the harbour level. For over a century, these steps were the daily commute for the men living up on High Street. The moment the work whistle blew on the docks, they'd be racing down these very steps. Once you hit the bottom here, you're on Hickson Road, but back in the 1930s, this was the Hungry Mile. During the Great Depression, thousands of men walked this exact stretch of bitumen, moving from wharf to wharf. They were looking for a day's work under what they called the bull system, where a foreman would stand on a crate and just pick the strongest looking blokes. If you weren't picked, you just kept walking the mile to the next gate, hoping for a break so you could feed your family. It's a heavy bit of history right beneath our feet. Since I'm tackling these deadly stairs for you guys, how about hitting that like button for me? It's a bit of a workout. So smash that like and subscribe to the channel. Help me keep the soul of Sydney alive, one walk at a time. You can't miss that massive twisting tower over there. That's Crown Sydney. At over 271 metres, it's currently the tallest building in Sydney. It's an incredible bit of architecture, designed like 3 flower petals, twisting as they rise. I actually did a video walking from Wynyard Station to Barangaroo, where I head right to the top. I've included the links in that one if you want to see how to do it yourself. It's a far cry from the sandstone cottages we were just walking past, isn't it? But it's not just about the height. Looking over here at central Barangaroo, the Australian company Aqualand is taking on a different kind of challenge. They've strictly limited the building heights here, mostly to just 7 or 8 stories, to protect the historic views from the ridge and keep the area open to the public. Over half of this whole precinct is being dedicated to public space, including a massive 1.8 hectare harbour park right on the water. Major works are kicking off in mid-2026, with the first stage set for completion around 2030. Hopefully when it's all finished, we can do a return walk and see how the reality compares to the vision. It really shows how much this skyline has shifted, rising up right next to the oldest streets in the country. As we're making our way along Hickson Road now, we're actually walking right on top of the newest layer of Sydney's history. The Barangaroo metro station opened its doors in August 2024, and it sits about 30 metres directly beneath our feet. It cost around $217 million just to build this station and the surrounding precinct, including the very road we're walking on. It's such a massive shift from the Hungry Mile days. Back then, men spent hours walking this stretch just for a chance at work. Now, you can jump on a driverless train and be in North Sydney in just 3 minutes. It's the latest chapter in how this waterfront keeps reinventing itself for every new generation. From windmills and the plague to the Hungry Mile and now a multi-billion-dollar metro, it's all right here in one walk. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to the next video. We've got some more great spots to explore soon. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about hitting that button to join the crew. And if you're enjoying these walks and would like to buy me a coffee to keep the engine running, there's a link in the description. It's always much appreciated. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.